What's up, YouTube? It's Ask the Young One with CreateHigherVibrations.com. Today I wanted to make a quick video and talk about some of the things that I learned along my journey in ways that we can fully love ourselves. In my opinion, these relationships with toxic people, whether it's parents, spouses, co-workers, whatever it may be, it's teaching us something about ourselves. And for me, one of the biggest things that I had to learn was how to love myself, because my entire life I was not taught that. I was not shown that. I was not given the depths of it and some of the things that came with that. And so some of the things that I learned along my journey with it, I wanted to express in this video a little bit. And the number one thing that I found was acceptance. Completely accepting all of myself, completely accepting every quirk, every part of my being, whether it was how I laughed, how I talked, anything that before I may have judged myself on, I had to bring into complete acceptance of myself. And in realizing that I was good enough, and fully just accept it, in full acceptance of that. It's kind of like when we're going through the healing of the toxic relationships, one of the biggest steps outside of validation of what we've experienced is acceptance of what it is. So with the number one thing is coming into complete acceptance of what is. We are what we are at this moment, and accepting that, whether it's we feel bad or we feel good, but being in full acceptance of the what is in this moment. And so that was one of the things that really started the journey back into my own heart, and completely accepting me as I am and everything that I've experienced prior to that. The number two thing that I would say after that would be to embrace it, to embrace all of those things within yourself, and really look at the difference between, there's a big difference between acceptance, because the acceptance part is really just showing us the what is of what this is. The fully embracing it is really truly feeling it within our hearts, truly embracing the actual all that we are inside of ourselves, whether it's whatever it is. It's one of the things I like to use is it's kind of like you got a friend that can't sing, but yet they'll always get up and sing, whether they can or not. And they have fun with that. They're fully embracing it, whether they're good at it or not, but it brings them joy and happiness. And so they're fully embracing that. And when you start to embrace all that you are, whether, no matter how it's being played out in the what is, when you're embracing that, you're actually inviting gratitude in, and you're intertwining gratitude in with your being. And from gratitude, nothing can go wrong. Like it is an energy that literally will bring goodness to you, and it will change the worldview when you're functioning from gratitude being through your body and through your mind and your soul. And it will change your worldview of how you view what you are actually experiencing and how you view the what is. And so it's very important to embrace all of these things as part of fully loving ourselves. The number three thing I would say, and this is something that's extremely hard, it takes a lot of courage, and it takes complete dedication to fully loving yourself and fully loving this journey and fully loving your life, and that's following your heart and following your bliss and following what it is that you are here to do. When you start to realize things, what this does is it starts to show you all the parts of life where you were maybe living for someone else, or through someone else's perception, or doing and living life through what society thinks you should be doing, and you want to be accepted, so you go along with that, and it's in resistance to following your heart. It's like when we're asked as little kids, what do we want to be when we grow up, whether it's a doctor, a lawyer, baseball player, football player, whatever it is, that may not be what actually is resonated within our soul to be when we grow up, but yet we turn out and we a lot of times follow these things to people please other people in society, and our parents and our spouses, etc., and it's not truly resonating with what's in our heart. You know, one of the examples for me on this is when I started making these videos, you know, my goal and my passion is to be of service to people. And when I started doing this, and that's following my bliss, that is following my heart. And when I started doing these things, doors start to open up, and they start opening in the direction because of you're in line with what your passion is, with where your direction of your inner self is kind of guiding you. So it really takes a lot of courage to really face those things and follow your heart and follow your bliss in all things. Really truly follow your heart, you know. And it's highly contagious once you begin to do it, and it's extremely powerful. The number 4 thing that I would say, and this one is again, it takes a lot of courage to do this, and recognizing and stepping into taking our own control and self-responsibility for all things, realizing that we have the power over all things in our life. And we do this by recognizing our own self-responsibility, that no matter what it is outside of us is reflecting what's inside of us. You know, if we're in inner chaos, our outside of ourselves will be full of chaos. And it's a good way to self-reflect, but realizing and taking that full self-responsibility. So, like, you know, I want to make sure this lands for people and understand what I'm saying on the taking full self-responsibility within all things of our lives. And we take away any power that anything outside of us can give or try to take away from us. And that's through realizing that we either created it or we allow it. And when we can really truly step into self-responsibility and realize, you know, the car loan that we have that we might struggle to pay, we actually created it, so it no longer has power over us. You know, I created this loan, so I have the power. It doesn't have the power to take away from what's here, what's happening here. You know, it's with all things, either we created it or we allow it. You know, and it's highly empowering when we actually can land that in our hearts and realize that. So I would something else that I would really recommend practicing. The number 5 thing would be to kind of interlace with embracing it, but would be more to truly step into the gratitude and embrace all of what is, and really take control and love the journey. Realize you are on a journey. Everything that's happening is a journey back to love. It's a journey back to within yourself. And then when you can really embrace that, the ups and downs, all of it, the imperfect, the things not happening like we expected them to happen or that we thought they should happen, but really embracing and loving that journey to the point that it is what it is, and we will embrace it and love it no matter what. And that in itself is going to, again, change our worldview. It's going to implement appreciation and gratitude for all of life and all that we are, and embracing that is extremely important as well. So I wanted to share those 5 things. It's a lot of the things that I practiced on a daily basis, and a lot of people will still ask me a lot of times, well, I'm not ready to do that, or I don't know how to do these things. And what I can say to that is just start taking your words and putting it into action. You know, sometimes it can go really fast for people. Other people, it will take time to embrace and just realize that you are on this journey back to yourself and to your heart. And so just, you know, one at a time, take your words and start putting it into actions. And then it's a daily process. Again, this is something like reprogramming. When we're raised to not understand how to love ourselves and how to implement our own inner self and our own inner boundaries and implement those outward, and function from a place of heart and self-love, and we have to relearn how to do this. So it's like when we start these practices and we want to implement it and we want to say, well, I love myself, it's a daily practice to do these things. It is a daily moment to moment. Am I in a place of self-love? Am I in a place of gratitude? Am I in a place of acceptance? Am I embracing what is? Am I, all these things implement within one. As we do this, it starts to reprogram and starts to become a functioning part of our psychology and our minds, and the connection to our divine hearts. And that's where the connection back to our divine lays, and it's just extremely important. So if you're struggling with it, just start practicing through mindfulness and really just start putting your words to actions and embracing this journey. So with that, I did want to share these 5 tips. I hope they were helpful. If you want to comment below some of the practices that you might do in this journey through healing and back to yourself, please comment. If you like it, please share it, and if you want to subscribe, please subscribe. I do want to say thank you to all the new subscribers, because it kind of got a big push lately. So with that, I'm fully in appreciation for everything. So with that, I will go for now and talk to you on the next video. Have a great day. Namaste.